Good morning, sir and everyone. My name is Hu Kai-en. Now I will talk about the introduction of this assignment. This assignment will discuss about Tuan Shugah has 3 pieces of the land which is located in Klang, Sabah Renang, and Kuala Selangor. He was facing different cases on situation at the 3 pieces of the land. In the first case, Tuan Shugah willing to sell the land at Klang to Rose and entered into a purchase agreement with Rose. But Tuan Shugah said that the warehouse and the old machinery does not belong to Rose, although the land already belongs to her. But Rose does not agree with the statement of Tuan Shugah. Therefore, in the case, we will discuss whether Rose has the right to own the warehouse and machinery by referring to the Section 5 of National Land Code 1965 and what is the definition of the land, and this case will be further discussed by Daniel. In case 2, the land was located in Sabah Renang. Tuan Shugah had received a notice from the state authority regarding forfeiture of the land because he has been negotiating to pay the quit land to the state authority continuously for the 3 years. But Tuan Shugah does not agree with the notice because he thinks he is the owner of the land with a registered document in the land office. So he no need to pay any rent. In this case, we will discuss what is the right for the state authority on this method by referring to Section 40, Section 99, and Section 100 in National Land Code 1965, and this case will be further discussing by Chin Hong. The land of the third case was located in Kuala Selangor. Tuan Shugah has entered into a negotiation process for the sales and purchase of the land with Lisa. And Lisa is willing to enter into a private caveat on the land, which means the caveat can prevent any dealing or transaction made by Tuan Shugah before Lisa become a registered owner in the land. In this case, we will discuss the possibility of caveating the land by Lisa and what is Lisa caveatable interest by referring in the Section 323 to 329 of the National Land Code 1965, and this case will be further discussed by Dylan. Thank you. Now I will pass to Daniel to discuss the case study 1.
这我要穿戴手还有。Hi, my name is Ui Suang Chen. I'll be discussing on the case study 1. First of all, let's talk about the National Land Code, which is the NLC. Based on NLC Section 5, we know that the land as basically include not only the soil on the earth, but also all the subjacent and also the superjacent things of permanent nature affixed to the earth, whether by nature or by hand of man, things of physical nature like building, fixtures, water, crop, bridges, tree, and the mineral underneath the surface of the land. NLC Section 5 provides that state land means all the land in the state which include the bed of any river, foreshore, and bed of sea, other than alienated land, mining land, reserve land, and any other land that related to forests. Fixtures of the land is found on the Latin maxim, which means whether it's affixed to the ground, belongs to the ground. When chattel are so affixed to the ground, become part of it. Lost it features as a chattel and pass with ownership of the land. Chattel are therefore a temporary nature, while fixtures are perpetuity. Fixture is an item that is attached to the ground and cannot be removed, shall become part of the land. Chattel is an item even it is attached to the ground, it is removable, shall not become part of the land. So let's talk about the case of Holland versus Hodgson. The owner of Mount mortgaged the Mount to the claimant. The owner is under the bankruptcy provision relevant at the time transfer all his property to a trustee, the defendant. The trustee seized some of the looms which had been drilled into floor for the express purpose. The purpose of attachment was so that the machine remained in a place when in use, because this was the necessary requirement in respect of how they powered. The machine could easily be removed, however, without causing significant damage to the floor. The claimant was granted an order at first instance of the defendant's appeal. The issue in this judgment was whether the machine attached to the land became part of the properties. This ultimately resulted in a consideration of distinction that should be drawn between chattels and fixtures. The judgment on the Holland vs. Hodgson case was erroneous. Since the machines are easy to remove, it shall form part of it. So let's back to the situation. Did Tuan Suga have the interest to dismantle the warehouse and machineries? For the warehouse, it's definitely no. Why? As mentioned above, fixtures shall form part of the land. Tuan Suga have no right to take it down. But for the machineries, this have to depend on whether removing the machinery will damage the building or not. If removing it will damage the floor or the warehouse, it shall form part of it. On the other hand, if it is able to remove without damage the floor or the building, Tuan Suga have the interest to move it. I have ended my part. Now I will pass to Jing Hong to talk about the case study 2. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel, for discussing case study 1. Me, Lim Jing Hong, will be discussing on case study 2. And first of all, in case study 2, we will be using National Land Code 1965, 40, 99 and 100. But what is the use and effect of NLC Section 40, 99 and 100 to Tuan Suga? Let me further elaborate. What is this three section is talking about? For NLC Section 40 is a property in state land, mineral and rocks that is and shall be vested solely in the state authority in the property in two parts. First part is all state land within the territory of state, and second part is all mineral and rocks material within or upon any land in the state, the rights to which have not been specifically disposed by the state authority. To summarize it, this means that all state land upon or peninsular Malaysia and all mineral rocks within or is under state government property. Therefore, Tuan Suga cannot unpay the quick rent because of saying that the land is belong to himself, and because what he says is already a wrong statement. Therefore, Tuan Suga must pay the quick rent. As for NLC Section 99 and 100, I will be explaining together. First of all, Section 99, effect of payment of sum demanded. If the whole sum demanded by any notice is tendered to the land administrator within the time specific, the notice shall thereupon cease the effect. If not, the consequences will be in Section 100. Section 100 is forfeitures for non-payment of sum demanded. If the landowner does not pay up the sum demanded by the notice, state authority shall thereupon by order declare the land forfeit by the state authority, and the provision of Part 8 have effect with respect to retro accordingly. To summarize it, if Tuan Suga continue to neglect payment quick rent to the state authority, even he have gotten notice of demand, what he will be facing is that the land will be forfeit and given back to the state government. Now, I will talk about one similar cases of what situation will happen if Tuan Suga is proceed on court. The case will be Pemenggut Hasil, Tanah Kota Tinggi versus United Malaya Banking Corporation Berhad 1981. This case happening at around December 1966. The Johor state government are transferred an area of land to a company. The land have a lease term which is 99 years, and the rent must be paid once a year. However, the company have leased the land to another company which is United Malaya Banking Corporation Berhad. After that, this company defaulted to pay the land rent which owned by the state authority in the year of 1977. Besides that, the land tax collector, in accordance with the provision of Section 97, Subsection 1 of the National Land Code, informed the company in a prescribed form to pay the rent within 3 months from the date of notification, and a copy of notice then are sent to the bank. Since the company and the bank did not comply with this notice, the tax collector then announced the confiscation of the land to National Authority. After the company knows that the land is being confiscated, the company applied to the state authority to cancel the confiscation. However, it had been rejected. So lastly, the bank complied with the order of the Chief Justice and paid the defendants 434,285 as errors of rent and other expenses in 1977, 1978, and 1979. So to summarize it, Section 40 is the land belong to the state authority, and Section 99 and 100 is after state government have already given notice of demand to repay the sum of the quick rent, state authority have the power to confiscate the land. Therefore, Tuan Suga cannot decline payment and must pay up to the state authority, or else the land will be confiscated by the state government. And thank you. I have finished my part, and I will now pass to Dylan to talk about case study 3.
Thank you, Jin Hong, for elaborating the case study 2, and very good mornings to Mr. Jin. My name is Dylan. Today, I will cover about what happened and what is going to happen on the land located in Kuala Selangor. This was beginnings by Lisa is willing to enter a private caveat into the land. First of all, what is private caveat? A private caveat is the formal legal notice that tells the world that you have an interest or the right in a piece of land or property. In this case, the purpose of the private caveat is to prevent Tuan Suga from making any further dealings related to his land before Lisa takes steps to enforce his land claim through the court order when a dispute happens. So, what is the debatable interest in the land and who are entitled to enter a private caveat in a piece of land? The right of the caveatings was stated under Section 323 National Land Code 1965. The right are given to a person's or the body's claiming interest or title, or beneficiary or trust, which is the persons who affects the lands under trust or interest. And last but not least, the guardians of minor who is beneficiary to a trust. So let us discuss about whether Lisa is able to enter a private caveat in the land located in Kuala Selangor. In my opinion, Lisa was without having any debatable interest in the land. This is because Lisa is still negotiating the process with Tuan Suga and without concluding any contract yet. Therefore, Lisa is not willing to enter a private caveat to prevent Tuan Suga from making any further dealings stated under Section 323 National Land Code 1965. After Lisa get a formal purchase agreement, when waiting a transactions made by Tuan Suga, then only Lisa can enter to a private caveat in the land to protect her interest with the completions of the private caveat application form 19B under Section 323 and pay the specific fee. As a proof, a case study Millions Group's Credit Sabina Berhad versus Lee Son Hu and others 1986, the court decided that the prospective purchasers was still negotiating the term of purchase with the vendor when he launching a private caveat in the land. Since they are without any concluded contract yet, therefore the purchasers is still cannot enter a private caveat to the land because it's without any debatable interest, which means if the process is still negotiation, the purchasers has no any debatable interest on the lands. Therefore, they can't enter a private caveat to the land also. Same case as Lisa. Lisa is without any debatable interest before the agreements or the contract is done. As a result, Lisa can't enter to a private caveat to prevent Tuan Suga from making any further dealings before they conclude a formal purchase agreement. I will then conclude my part presentation in the part 3 case study, and now I will pass the floor to Chi Yong to make an overall conclusion for you. Thank you.
Good morning, Doctor, and thank you to Dylan. My name is Lee Chi Yong and will be the last presenter. And I will conclude all the cases and also the court case which link with it. For the first case, Tuan Suga is not qualified to dismantle the whole building and the machinery. It is because their warehouse is a feature and it shall be the part of the land. However, if the old machinery is able to be removed without damaging the building or the land, Rose will not have the interest to hold on it. Besides that, machinery will belong to Rose when the machinery cannot be removed or after removing the machinery will damage to the building or the land. And this definition can be done by referring to the section 5 of the National Land Code 1965 or the case study by Holden versus Hodgson 1871 until 1872. For case study 2, we conclude that Tuan Sugah must pay the quit rent if the state authority has given the notice of demand of payment that state under section 99 of the National Land Code 1965. This is because that Tuan Sugah did not give 3 years of rent. So according to the section 100 of the National Land Code 1965, Tuan Sugah land will be confiscated to the state authorities. And after that, Tuan Sugah will get a punishment which won't get back its land and also have to spend a huge number of money to compensate the state government. And this case can refer to the case study from Bermunggut Hasil Tanah Kota Tinggi versus United Malayan Banking Corporation Berhad 1981. Lastly, for the case 3, we can know that in this case, Lisa is still negotiating with the process with Tuan Sugah. But Lisa is taking a step to force her land to claim through the court process where there's the dispute over the land title or interest in the land. However, under section 323 until 329 of the National Land Code 1965 and the court decision made by the case study of Million Group Credit Sdn Bhd versus Lee Soon Kon and others 1986 can prove that Lisa has no right to enter into a private caveat to prevent Tuan Sugah from doing any dealing before they sign up a purchase agreement or register to be an owner of the land. After only Lisa get a formal purchase agreement while waiting for the transmission made by Tuan Sugah, then only Lisa can caveat the land to protect her interests. So as a conclusion, I will end my part at here, and also this is our presentation through these 3 cases. I'm very thank you for your time and attention today and hope you are enjoying our presentation. Thank you.